Hey guys, injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here. In today's video, I'm going to tell you what the technical workers' comp terms mean. So what are the technical terms? Well, you might hear a lawyer or a judge or defense attorney or, the insurance company lawyer who's trying to make sure you get nothing throw around terms like AWW and TTD and PPD. What does that mean? Okay, well, I'll tell you. You should know what they mean, and it's hard to keep them straight, but I just thought I'd shoot you a quick video on that because I was talking to a lady who had a work injury who didn't know what that stuff meant, so I explained it to her, so now I'm going to explain it to you. AWW means average weekly wage, okay? So that's basically the number of average hours you work a week times your rate. In other words, so if it's $10 an hour and you make 300 bucks, 30, let's say you work 30 hours a week and you make 10 bucks an hour, that's 300 bucks. You make 20 bucks an hour, you work 30 hours a week, it's 600 bucks. Basic math, right? Why is AWW, or average weekly wage, so important in Illinois workers' comp cases? Well, because everything is calculated based on your average weekly wage, including the lump sum of money you get at the end of the case to represent the damage that was done to your body, right? So here's the example I use all the time. Two guys get hurt. One guy makes 20 bucks an hour, one guy makes 10 bucks an hour, right? They both break the same leg, go to the same doctor, they're in the hospital at the same time, they have the same surgery, and they have the same outcome, okay? The guy who makes 20 bucks an hour is going to end up with about double the money as the guy who makes 10 bucks an hour. Is it fair? Probably not, but that's the way comp works. The bigger your injury, the more money you get, but the more money you make per hour, or the bigger AWW, or average weekly wage, the more money you get, right? So what are the other ones? Well, there's TTD, temporary total disability. What is TTD? TTD is the money you get paid while you're off work, okay? So you're supposed to get 2/3 of your pay while you're off work. Now, you're supposed to, with a doctor's note, you always need to have a doctor's note that says you're not supposed to be working, right? And if you have that note and you got hurt at work and you're an employee, you're entitled to TTD. That doesn't mean that they always pay for it. In fact, the number one fight I have to have with insurance companies and employers when somebody hires me, the most common one by far is fighting over TTD. In other words, as soon as I get hired, I go out of my way to make sure my client's getting paid their TTD, or time off work, temporary total disability. So the last technical term I want to talk to you is permanent, oh God, I'm drawing a blank and there's traffic up ahead. It's a PPD, permanent partial disability. That's the lump sum of money you get at the end of the case. So how is that calculated? Well, it's 60% of your average weekly wage times a number of weeks that your injury is rated at, right? So there's literally like a chart that says an entire leg is worth so many weeks. So if you have injury to your right leg, for example, it's not worth an entire leg because you can walk, but maybe it's worth 40% of a leg. Well, we look at that number of weeks times your average weekly wage times 60% times that number of weeks, and it gives us a number. Now, I'm always going to go way high on that, and the insurance company and the employer is always going to go way low, right? So we meet in the middle if we can settle the case, and if we don't, we go to court. And what happens a lot is we'll go and do a pre-trial in front of a judge, and the judge will get them to come down or come up and get us to come down and hopefully meet us in the middle. It's usually the judge who's going to hear the case if it goes to trial. So I tell my clients to take what the judge says seriously, because there's not too many judges who at pre-trial are going to tell you to take, let's say, a $20,000 offer and then later tell you, not to after a trial, right? In other words, it's very unlikely that you're going to get a judge who tells you, yes, at pre-trial, $20,000 is fair, and then you go to trial and they award you $40,000, right? They're going to keep that decision around what they recommended at the pre-trial level because they've already evaluated the evidence. So that's what I tell people. Anyway, those are the technical terms. Those are what they mean, and I've done a little job of explaining to you why they're important for you to know. Obviously, I never use those terms when I'm talking to clients unless they accidentally slip out of my mouth. I tell them your time off work, your award at the end of the case, your lump sum award, you know what I'm saying? Your how much you made a week. I mean, those are the terms I use because those are the normal terms people use. You know, on the forms, on the Illinois Workers' Compensation Commission forms, you'll see those terms on there, and now you have a video to explain what they mean. So hope that information helped you. If you or a loved one or a friend or family member got hurt and you want to recommend them a good lawyer, I'd really appreciate it. I get a lot of cases on referral, and I really appreciate it when somebody refers me a case. You can do that most easily by calling 312-500-4500. That gets answered anytime, night or day. If you enjoy my videos and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, like my video. And if you have a question or a comment, leave it below. But if you really enjoy my videos and you want to do me a favor, if you could go on Google and leave me a 5-star review, I'll leave the link in the description so that you can cut and paste it into your browser and go there. It takes you right to the page. You just click the 5 stars, say a kind word, and hit submit. Take you all of 5 seconds, but it would really help me out. So thank you for watching. If you have a question that you want answered on video, please leave it below or send it to service@desalvolaw.com. That's service@desalvolaw.com. And I hope you have a lovely evening. I'm actually on my way to meet a client who may have a case. So thanks for watching and have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.